Good evening, gamers. SPiFF BOi back with some Factorio, and we're hopping right back into it. SPiFF BOi, also known as the '1 soccer fan in the world. #1 soccer fan? What are you talking about? You usually rant about the Packers and stuff. Yeah, except when the United States kicks some arse in the World Cup, then you know what? I'm a soccer fan now. I've been told... Okay, let's see if I can drive over these. I can, look at that. I've been told by various sources that if we manage to win this World Cup globally, it will become known as soccer. So that's if you didn't have good enough reason to root for the Americans, well, now you do, because it's called soccer. Alright, anyways. So last episode, we got our oil processing down. We got this questionable design going here, which, you know, works good enough. We'll have to refactor that later, quite likely. But so in the meantime, I was doing some calculations. Trying to figure out, well, I guess I wasn't actually doing calculations. I was looking back at an old video when we set up this whole rig, and I realized we're kind of dumb, to put it lightly, when I was trying to calculate ratios and everything. Well, actually, ooh, no, here's where the dumbness is. Wait, does this? Oh, that's a steel line. Okay, there's our problem. Well, I cut this line because I wanted to steal some steel, and forgot about it. So there's one thing fixed. And now I remember I was looking at these recipes and I was doing some like tough mental math, and something about just looking at it at a later date made me realize like how dumb I am. So 10 seconds. So let's assume it's easier if we assume we want to produce let's say we want to produce a science a second. That means we're going to need, so this takes 10 seconds, so we need 10 machines, and that means we'll need 10 grenades a second. Now, these grenades take 8 seconds to make. Where are my grenades? Grenades take 8 seconds to make. And now I'm feeling dumb again, because it all made sense in my head. You know what, whatever. the math, this math adds up, and this 3 of these, because they take 3 seconds to make, so it takes 3 seconds to make, and we have 3 of these, so we are producing effectively 1 a second, which means that we can feed 10 of these. So if we produce these 1 a second, then we can produce this at 1 a second. But as you can see, due to a previous mishap, grenades are not our limiting factor. We have such a stockpile. We're all full to the brim here. The gate's full. So you know what? We're just not going to deal with that. Instead, I believe it is time for us to introduce the next piece of science. And the ominous music is really helping with that. Because what I want soon is, where are my robo friends? So I want, well, actually, it looks like I can make this armor, on my current techs. So that's nice. Follower robot, so we get combat robots, we get grabber dudes. Where are the logistic robots? Personal robot, roboport, construction robots. So construction robots are sick. Worker robots, construction and flower. Working robot speed. Where are just the actual freaking robots, man? Mining productivity. It's nice to have. Don't really need it. Lasers. Logistics robots. So logistics robots drop items off to us and take them away. And distractor. Where are construction robots? This is what we want. So this is what this is what I was looking at earlier. This will essentially allow us to, and we have a long way to go before we get there. So you know what? Yeah, it turns out construction robots are not our next priority. Instead, we will simply be extending our bus, and we'll be preparing to create blue science, because although as a wise man once said. So there's a couple things I want to do. So it's getting kind of past the point where these belts are the best, although we're still not rate limited. So our input output ratios appear to be fine. Yeah, because all of our belts are pretty much full to the brim. You know, I don't see any bottlenecks appearing around here. And maybe that'll change as I start taking some belts away. We'll see how much we start sucking up. But as you can see, we're using about a quarter. This looks like about a quarter of a belt, maybe a bit more. But everything that requires iron is receiving it at an appropriate speed. So I'm not worried. So we don't need to go back. We don't need to start upgrading things too much. The goal is that see, the beautiful thing about the robots is, and check it out, I used a hotkey to start placing these. You guys thought I could never learn. So the beautiful thing about the robots is that it will allow us to both place blueprints. So if we have the design for something, we can just place it and our robots say, hey, sure thing, bud. We get logistics robots, which makes sure that our inventory doesn't look like junk. We can make sure that, you know, things we actually need persistently exist in our inventory. And finally, it will allow us to auto upgrade. So it'll go like robots. We'll get some logistics set up so that our mall becomes much easier, and that our character always has the items we need on him. And then after that, well, you know, pull my leg and call me Sally, because we'll be able to just upgrade this en masse. We should be able to just, and it'll be another pausing moment. I'll be able to go whoop, and then everything will be upgraded to the next level of belt, and it'll be beautiful and perfect. Now, with that little tangent out of the way, what do we need for blue science? So we need sulfur, got it. We need advanced circuits, and we need engine units, got it. Okay, so advanced circuits. Plastics, copper cable, and electric circuits. So, now, in the name of space efficiency, so we actually need plastic before sulfur in this little sitch we got going for us. Now this is gonna take a minute of planning, so let me do another quick little jump cut walk around thinky do, and we'll figure out how we're gonna set all this up. All right, gang, we're back. And so trying to logistic everything out, what I realized that our primary issue is going to be we are running into cliffs. We are running into cliffs, and this is going to hinder the ability for us to move further. And it also appears, well, these boys are just slow. So it appears this is going to be a bit of a housekeeping episode. So what are our limiting factors at the moment? Well, science is nowhere near where I want it to be. And we're seeing some flaws of this design. But so first of all, yeah. So science isn't exactly where we want it to be. We want to be able to research things faster. We need to expand our science capabilities. So this includes both the demand and the supply side. So let's quickly crank out a few labs here. So with these in place and some power cables in place, and oh, look at that, just enough, and some inserters in place, we will be populating all of these. Now, red science we're hurting on. So now the key here is that instead of let's keep the same footprints, because we want to grow that tall and just have it going crazy. But what we can do to kind of cheat is to instead just go for the next level of assembling machines. So similar to the next level of furnaces, this has a crafting speed of 0.5, so it's actually faster to make things in our inventory than it is to make it in the original assembling machines. These have a 0.75, so, still kind of rate limited. Still slower than crafting it personally. However, it's faster than waiting around for all the other nonsense. So this should now output faster. And similarly, and you know what? I actually, with all that in mind, well, I guess the ratios actually stay the same now that I think about it. So if we go ahead, 1, 2, 3, 4, we build those up. Buttercup, let me down and turn me around. So in theory, well, actually no, because these. So let's see, what are we working on here? So Grabagoos, 0.5, Belts 0.5, and then Green Science is 6 seconds. So these can theoretically feed 12 of these, with a little bump in production. Math, mental brain blast. It can feed 8. I think that's right. But we're fine. So let's check. Our inputs are always fine. Our output is full. Despite the output being full, we don't pre-grab gears, which is very strange to me. I guess the whole thing just locks up the outputs full. Whatever. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because we still have stuff in the inventory. Okay, so we're thinking too much. What we should be thinking about is placing another one of these bad boys. And then doop doop. Look at how easy that is. So red science seems to be good. Green science, let's make one more. How am I always just being able to make more of these? I don't get it. Whatever. Whatever, man. Let's grab you, spit you out. And then, as our science needs increase, we can always start, and that's where that should go, but we'll go right there. We can always refactor later. Premature optimization is the death of any project. So we're building up a stockpile of military science. We are screaming out some green science. I mean, I guess I don't know if I'd really call that screaming, but we're yelling at a high volume at least. Ooh, now what's up with you? Gear shortage. Uh-oh. Oh, because we're building engines, so we're low on gears, so we're low on iron. You knew it was gonna happen. You knew it was gonna happen. So now this is a case where I think first we want to start making a lot of steel furnaces. So steel and stone are the things, because we could complain that, oh, these belts aren't fast enough. That's actually not our issue. Our issue is not the belt speed. It is actually we're not saturating the belt yet. So we do not have the right to complain about the speed of said belt quite yet. So we'll just start cranking out some furnaces. Now, if it gets to the point where we do saturate the belts, well, there's a problem and a solution for you. Power production is good. Power production is good. And now let's start ramping up production. And we want to start with the most efficient ones down bottom, because these will always be getting fed. ABF, baby. If I can click fast enough. Almost running out of range. Come on. Come on. There we go. So that's going faster now. And it turns out our issue might actually be that we are starting to deplete our deposit, which is a good thing, believe it or not. So that gets all of that. It's all you. It's all you. It's all you. And now we make sure we're one apart and grabbing everything. And we just do it again, baby. We just do it all again. It's like a Katy Perry song. And now that gap there is a little cringe. A little cringe, but not too cringe. Because these actually extend out, so it'll still get mined, despite potentially not looking like it. So I think what we also need to do, and this is a thing that the logistic robots will solve, is like, look at, I don't need all this stone. Okay, hold on. Shift right click does half the stack. Oh, that's beautiful. And then control does all the items. So there's a bunch of junk we did not need in our inventory. And we want to replace it with some stuff we do need in our inventory. So let us grab some more belts. And by belts, I actually mean red belts. And we need gears. Of course we need gears. Of course we need gears. And then splitter, we're low on iron plates. And we're low on electric circuits. So let's grab a bunch of those. We'll produce a bunch of belts. And one splitter is all we should need. Because, you know, in the usual scheme of things, I say something and am proven directly wrong. Look at that, 110K electronic circuits. We are factorying so hard out here. Let's see. So yeah, again, yeah, I just always get proven immediately wrong about things that I say. And in this case, I said that, oh, we have enough speed. Speed isn't our issue. And then we are proven to be quite wrong about that. So let's start bringing these puppies up. Fast mode. And now because this should in theory be a perfectly balanced belt, what we'll do is we'll turn it. And then we will combine them. Excuse me. We will combine them. Now it's important to make sure that the splitter you use is the same or faster than the underlying belts you use. Otherwise, the stuff will move faster, but the capacity will be only what was provided by the slowest of the belts. So now we can see we're jamming all this stuff down in here. We almost have a balance issue, which is confusing to me. But we're feeding this what appears to be as quickly as possible. Not a single spot is going untouched. And we are still reaching stockpiles at the end. Beautiful, beautiful. And now we are nearly saturating a belt. Once this belt is saturated, then we know we need to start upgrading. But not a moment before then. And now the big influx is coming in here. And these guys are still starving. They're still starving. Now I think actually we may want to make these splitters as fast too. Otherwise, this area will become our bottleneck. So we're just incrementally upgrading. Let's see if this actually. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. This is a full yellow belt, so If we upgrade any more furnaces, then we will need a faster yellow belt, or a faster belt there, which I think is worth doing at this point. So let's mess around with it. Let's grab some more steel and some more stone. Now a smarter version of me would put them together so that when I run through and start grabbing stuff, I'm not, I don't get stuck with a bunch of stone and coal in my inventory. But you know, here we are. Let's see. So make a bunch more of you guys maxed out. And now the cliff explosive's done. What I really want to do, we can delay this. Let's start working on the modular armor, because the modular armor is sick. We need some portable solar panels to power it, and then these are the big boys. Oh, I guess we need a lot more. Ugh. Let's see, what parts can we get? We can get the belt immunity, so we'll have belt immunity at night. And then we'll have an energy shield. So these are some core things we'll want in our armor. We're just doing blues and greens, and we're struggling on green science because we're struggling so much on gears. Oh, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable what this game puts me through. Okay, we're getting pretty sauced up on gears here. So of course, in response, I'm gonna increase demand for gears significantly. Or I'm gonna increase demand for iron significantly so that we can create more gears. Let's see the smarter, not you. There we go. That's much easier than whatever the heck I was doing before. Now, let's check here. We're still at speed with our inserter. And we're still, and so now you can see, now look at this, we're rocking a full yellow belt. But we have things waiting, which is our signal, which is our go signal for creating more of these. And let's not craft gears, because we can make them ourselves. So let's grab some of these surplus gears. Yes, sir. Now, what are you guys doing? Are you guys working? Yeah, it's just engines take forever to make. Again, this is something we'll want to improve later, but as for now, you know, it's whatever. It's whatever, man. So let's get some more of these bad boys going and see if we are just how much capacity we're churning out. Because it appears we still have a stockpile of iron once we reach the end of this line, but I am worried we may need to stack it. And was that the exact amount I needed? Incredible. So I drop you guys here. And now we can piecewise upgrade. Let's cancel all that. We don't want to make all those gears. Again, we can do this ourselves. Oh my god. I don't even think we need to do anything more than that. Look at this. We're feeding a full... I mean, look at that. Just the inputs. Oh, it's beautiful. But now you can see there's more trouble down here. Where now our issue is the fact that we cannot provide iron all the way down the line, iron ore. It still looks like we have a good stockpile that we weren't able to send out. You know, we'll let it ride. Let's see. Does one ever make it down? Do. So we might be a little bit too long here, but that's okay. We're still backing up. So, oh, you know, I mean, it would be beautiful if it was just like perfect, but you know, it's what is it? PoBuddy's nerfed. PoBuddy's nerfed. So now again, we just keep experimenting with both the supply and the demand side and see how we do. Now output full. 2, 3, 4. So we need to drop these puppies off faster. So now we're flying. Now we're flying. There's not a star in heaven that we can't reach. And I'm feeling way better about all this. Way better. So now we appear to have steady state, but I'm going to hyper optimize, just because that appears to be the vibe right now. So let's make let's make 2 more of these. God damn it! No, stop making all these gears. We already have gears, and we want to make sure we grab them down the line after nothing's being used, just because it makes sure it doesn't interfere with any ongoing productions. So we got 4. Let's make it 8. Make it 8. Round numbers are always easy. This will make the calculations I have to do so much easier. So much easier that maybe I can actually do them correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is what we need. Two, 3, 4. And this is good. And that's good. There we go. Bring a belt down. Bring a belt down. Bring a belt up. There we go. Gear production is off the chains. And thankfully, now we are heavily consuming all this. So thankfully, we have this balancer here to make sure that. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter because pretty much this is the only thing. But it'll make sure that all the lanes afterwards are sufficient, because it's really just this gear line that's going crazy. Now the question is, do we have the supply? Does it reach? So I think it's time. I think it's time for one more optimization. First of all, let's get some lights across from these power poles. So light this puppy up, because this is a smog factory. Let me tell you. If I haven't told you once, let me tell you again. So now what we're actually going to do here is going to be a little controversial. Actually, it's not going to be controversial, but it is what we need to do. So we're going to start taking these power poles out here, like so. We can delete this one and bring it back. And now we can delete these power poles and nothing should break. Oh, but actually, I'm realizing I'm a fool as I do that. See, the issue, in case you are not privy to it, is that we need 2 lines feeding these bad boys. We need a long grabby with coal and a short grabby with iron, or vice versa. It doesn't particularly matter. But the tough question then is how do we power all this junk? And I think the answer is it's time for some medium electric poles. So we'll go and start making those, and we'll get this design nice and prototyped, because we want a full belt. Like, look at that, it's just going back and forth like a crazy person. It's disgusting if you ask me. So let's see. So if we have a medium electric pole, how much are we able to power? Stop making them. Just let me see them. So we can have a medium electric poles on the inside, and so it looks like we're gonna have to have something like that. So let's make a bunch of these, because then we should be able to place them all down and start getting frisky from there. Now, this is an absolute pain to look at. I agree with you. So we go there and there. that powers everything. Okay, so we can make them half as frequent. God, I cannot tell what the hell is going on right now. Like that, dupe, dupe, drop you there. And that powers that side. Now we just grab a pole and do it out here. And now, if I did my thinking correctly, we can get rid of all of those. Now we got some lamps that are unpowered, so well, I guess we can keep you. You know, right as I thought they were a good idea, turns out it was simply an illusion. And of course, again, I go to place them down again, and that's where we're going to be placing more power poles. So let's just disconnect all these. Oh no, no power. Wait, are you telling me that I'll be able to see what I'm working on now? Crazy, crazy talk. You, and then maybe a little boy, right there. Good. Now we're back in action. So now we have all power running through the middle. So now what we go and do is we mass produce some long boys. Ooh. Ooh, and we actually completely disconnected power from everything else. So let's fix that. Let's make sure we have some raw product coming in. Some raw mats. Now, in terms of what's on the inside and what's on the outside, I think it's just going to come down to what's easier on the particular side. So I know... This is the line I actually want to delete. So we can just do this. Like, so this gets the job done. And then... So let's actually underground it. Bring it over. And we remember, we do want fast boys for all this. Iron needs to be fast. So get you, Yeah, we could just get we could get extra fancy on them if we really wanted to. Let's get rid of you right away. Cut off our power to everything. You do. And actually, because I'm gonna be pedantic, I'm gonna do this. We got you, and then we'll have you going that way. And just to make it extra beautiful, we'll do it like this. So we'll have that going like that. And now we have both sides being fed with a full belt of the good. Now, what else will we do? Let's get rid of this. Let's drag that up so you can go like that. Now you... We will have a slow lane going up here. And you actually may have to go one further. I'll have a slow lane going here. And we'll have you split off like that. And, you know, let's keep a relic of the past. Let's remind them how we got here. So we got all that. So now everything's in place. So let's power everything back up. Make sure we got the supplies flowing. And then we need more grabby boys. So we're low on inserters and we're low on gears. There we go. We're all done with that. Let's get some better grabby boys, and this will make sure that actually I don't know if it applies to everyone. Whatever. You know, we're just going for it. We're going for it. We love grabbing and gooping. Gooping and grabbing, just like Gramps used to always say. Am I right, fellas? Like and subscribe if your grandpa used to say that too. Haha. No, I'm kidding. But if you are here, we're about you know, we're about 30 minutes in this episode. We're just about finished with this one. Unfortunately, not too climactic, but necessary nevertheless. You know, drop that like and subscribe. Okay, so now here we can effectively just drag this like this. You're not getting powered? Are you kidding me? I did the math. That's heresy. So now, where do I have to go? I have to go here. And then I have to go here. Dang, this could have been so. And I was thinking like, oh, because they're on the outside, if I put them on the inside, then it'll be better. But then I also thought, hey man, you're dumb. Quit talking. Okay. This is starting to come together. There we go. It doesn't look too bad. Now our issue that you can see is we're clogged up a bit on our iron lines with coal. So let's rectify that real quick. Same out here. Let's grab up some of this extra coal. There we go. Now we're nearly providing a belt. It's nearly a full belt. It's not perfect, but it's not gonna kill us. Now there's supposed to be a way that you can like perfectly balance, but I don't know how to do it. So, you know, we're living with what we got over here. And we are still zigzagging, man. Why is this so ugly? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna brute force this. I'm gonna force a perfect design. Let's cut the power. Everything off. Everything off. Now let's wait. Now everything's stocked. Everything's ready to go. When I connect this, it should be perfectly aligned. Let's see what happens. Nope. Nope. I could only be so lucky. We're making a lot of iron. We're making a lot of iron. If you can't quite tell yet, we're making a lot of iron. We need to not make an inserter. We need to make more fast belts because it is clear to me that one of our lines depends on iron a little more heavily than the others. So let's make sure we're prioritizing feeding the beast that is our gear production. You know, while we're at it, I mean, while we're at it, so let's see. So this crafting speed 2. So it takes about 1.5 seconds to make an iron plate. About 1.5. A belt can handle 30 items a second. So in 3 seconds we make 2. So we're making out of one of these bad boys. We're making about, you know, let's say 2/3 an item a second. So, you know, do the math, we can add more. Like, we can add more. I don't know why I have to do these complicated things. Well, actually, no, what I don't know is I don't know why I'm unable to do these complicated things. Like, I'm a pretty smart cookie. And doing this on my own, you know, I figured out these ratios, but it's something about the camera. Like, the camera's not even on. Y'all can't even see me. You're just hearing me fumble the bag. I could lie to you. I could just have these calculations pre-printed. I could just be better at fast math. but instead I'm just persistently struggling out here to figure out basic ratios. So instead, we brute force it. We simply do as much as we can until somebody tells us to stop. And then we go, alright, whatever. Sure, why not? We'll stop. Bring you in, bring you in, bring you in. Now time for the beautiful electric poles. You need to go here. Yeah, you need to go here, 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 here. Now we're producing even more iron. Oh, and there we go. This is what I've been waiting for the whole time. We're stockpiled on iron and we're stockpiled on gears. We have surplus. Finally. Finally. We got our stack inserter finished. Let's get some batteries and modules, because those are gonna be big for us. Some batteries, some modules. Let's research night vision. Let's take a look at what we need for our modular armor. We need some steel plates and we need advanced circuits. So advanced circuits require the plastic, and so this was kind of the goal of this episode, was to kind of do a little housekeeping, make sure our factory is up to the speed it needs to be. So next episode, ooh, and look at this, we're low on power. So before we sign off, let us take the extra power production we had left over from our oil outpost and set her up here. We got this. We got this. Let's drop a pipe. Let's drop a grabby. Now we're satisfying. Now we're satisfying. Just barely, though. So, setting up some solar arrays maybe on the menu for next episode as well. Although, honestly, solar arrays are super finicky until we get logistics robots, or so I've heard. Ooh, would you look at that? Yes, this is exactly what I wanted. Look, our poison cloud, because our oil is so good, we're not actively producing stuff out here. So the trees soak it up, the rest dissipates into the ocean, and we're all good. Let's see, how are we doing on oil supply? Our tanks are full. Our train is just about empty. In fact, it would be empty if we would consume any more, but we don't. We simply are not. We're not consuming anything. So, to prompt us to consume some, let's just add a little extra reserve of methane. This will cause us to have, or petroleum, excuse me. This will cause us to start consuming things. This will cause the train to empty. And with that, I think we can end the episode on a nice little train ride. So, you know, again, I've had a few different themes of this episode. We had the Thanksgiving where I started off saying thanks, and then, you know, last time we had the season of love, because Jordan Love is the hero that the Packers need. And so now that we're on this perfectly little time train ride, I just want to say that anyone who makes it to this part of the video, I just want to say thank you again. I noticed that my first Factorio video is my most viewed video on this channel, with like 125. So, you know, it's you know, I'm no Mr. Beast, but it is cool. It is cool to see people watching the content. It's cool people to see a lot of likes on it. I love the comments. Like I said, I read all of them, always and forever. And yeah, so thanks for stopping by. You know, please comment, like, and subscribe. And I will, you know, by the time this one comes out, it'll probably be a week or so from now. I may be a millionaire from Vegas, so I may just stop doing this, or I'll do this full time. You know, who knows? I'll pick one of those sides. But yeah, so I just want to say thank you. I'm at 22 subscribers at the time of riding this train, so I'm hoping to reach the amount of subscribers as the amount of years I've spent on this earth. What number is that? You know, we will have to find out in a future episode. But for those of you that stuck around this far, thanks for watching, and we'll get back to producing some good stuff in the next episode. Bye bye.